This video was made possible by Birdwatching YouTube channel, who provided all the Carolina Wren footage you are about to see in this episode. The beloved Carolina Wren is one interesting little character known to nest in all sorts of very strange places, and it's even easily possible to attract them to a nest box. Mostly, these lovable birds are found throughout much of the east coast of the United States, but some live a little more central and also further north like Ontario, Canada. Unlike most birds that acquire a pair bond in spring, these little guys form relationships any time of the year. And once it's established, the couple stays together until one of them passes on. It's till death do we part for these birds, which for this precious being can be as long as 6 years or more, since on average Carolina Wrens can live 6 years in the wild. All year round, the pair live together on their territory, moving around with one another as they search for food, or aggressively scold intruders. When spring arrives, their interest turns toward looking for places to nest. Typically between April to July, however southern birds begin as early as March. Usually, open cavities that are around 3 to 6 feet off of the ground in trees, overhangs, and stumps are what these wrens will use. These guys will also make use of abandoned hornet nests or old nests from other birds. Well, that's the wooded Carolina Wrens. Most of the population love nesting close to people and are known to use all kinds of human-made things to construct their nest in. The list is very long and can include places like mailboxes, flower pots, barbecues, coat pockets, the cover to a propane tank, boots, mops, helmets, even vehicles that haven't been running for a while. And the list just goes on. They are very versatile nesters. And whatever you do, don't leave the garage door open or unattended. Carolina Wrens are known to go into people's garages and sheds too, so keep that in mind. If they get trapped inside, it could actually be fatal to them. Many people find them in a lot of weird places. If the nests are already done with eggs or nestlings, they have to be left alone until they fledge. Basically, this little rascal thinks it owns everything. But how could we get mad at that grumpy little face? This is one good reason to plan ahead of their nesting, providing them with a few nesting sites around the outside of your home to keep them from ending up in some bad places or other items that you need to use. Thankfully, their easy-to-please nature means that it is highly possible to attract them to a nest box too, which can be another great way to direct them away from your belongings and also provide a safer place for these darlings. Carolina Wrens prefer ones that are more of an open cavity nest box, something like this, with a slot rather than a hole as chickadees and most other birds would like. They don't use traditional birdhouses. This might be due to their nest not being open at the top. The design of Carolina Wren nests is enclosed with an opening on the side that allows for side entry. Check out Birdwatching website for nest box plans. I'll leave a link down below. They like their nest box to be in areas with partial shade. It can be attached to a building, your home, or even under your balcony, and it can be facing in any direction. Sometimes Carolina Wrens may start building a nest in your box only to abandon it, or seemingly. This is because the male often builds many nests and then leaves it up to the female to choose which one she likes best. So don't remove the nest, they may come back. Once a pair chooses your nest box, they will get straight to work gathering nest material. Usually, one of them will collect the material needed while the other stays back at the site. When building their first nest, it can take a week or more to complete, with the result being a bulky, cup-shaped, often domed nest with a side entrance, and usually a woven extension like a porch or entrance ramp attached. What a skillful little bird. The nest is loosely built with many different materials that include bark strips, dried grasses, dead leaves, pine needles, hair, feathers, snakeskin, paper, plastic, all kinds of stuff. The inner part of the bowl is around 3 to 9 inches long and 3 to 6 inches wide. Sometimes the female will add more material after she has started incubating. Anywhere from 3 to 7 eggs that are white, cream, or pinkish with fine rusty brown spots and just under an inch in length and nearly half an inch in width are laid and incubated for around 2 weeks or a little more. During this stage, the male will bring his lady some food while she devotes the greater portion of her time to warming the eggs. Once the eggs hatch, roughly 2 weeks later, the female will clean out some of the eggshells, but she will also eat some of them. This helps her replenish the calcium she lost during the egg-laying process. The young are fed a diet completely of insects. At this point, the female joins the male in searching for food. Both are non-stop coming back and forth to the nest to feed their precious little fluffs. How adorable are these little guys anyway? As with many other nesting birds, the parents will collect the nestlings' feces, all of which come out in what's known as a fecal sac. At the younger stage, the female will consume them. Seems a little gross, but when they are that young, the food doesn't get fully digested. So when the female ingests them, she is given some nutrition. Plus, she won't have to expend energy or risk her safety while carrying them off somewhere else to discard. As they get older, though, she doesn't do that anymore and gets rid of them. Doing this helps keep the place sanitary and also prevents predators from being drawn to the nest area. The little guys grow up really quickly, with the nest becoming overcrowded, resulting in some individuals getting a little taste of the outer portion. It's still too scary to go too far. Soon, the wanderer heads back into the safety of its only home it has known for the last couple of weeks. In due course, though, the tight space is a little too much, and one by one they each leave to embark on their new journey. There's always one that is a tiny bit more reluctant to leave. It's not long, though, before it wants to join its siblings. At this stage, you could see the adorable little family feeding together, especially if you've been generous to them by providing their favorite food, namely mealworms, dried or live. They will also eat suet and unsalted seeds and nuts. The parents' unwavering commitment to making sure their babies are fully nourished means that they often appear to be smaller than their young. They also look a little ragged, mainly due to the annual summer molt that begins around the time the babies fledge. In one season, Carolina wrens can nest 3 or 4 times, and often they will reuse the same nest. After one brood fledges, it is recommended to clean out the nest box. This will reduce bird parasite problems, while also keeping the quality of the nest box in good standing order for longer. In winter, especially the cold northern areas, these wrens often use these nest boxes for shelter, particularly when they contain dried grasses. What an adorable bunch of birds they are. And you want to know what else is adorable? Baby black-capped chickadees pecking at the wall of their nest home. You can see and follow the whole journey from nest building to fledging in this video. Thank you, Birds Walking Down, for the lovely nest footage of the Carolina wrens. Thanks for watching. Happy birding. Some flying around inside took place as well, and they'd even land on each other. It was funny to watch. June 30th.